All right, so today is Thursday, the 21st. Again, these are the items that are due. Not much is due this week. We don't have a quiz this week, okay, because we can't really get through with us with the topic by it being a short week and also by being absent yesterday. So it is what it is. We'll have our quiz next week. Today, we're going to work on the warm up. Okay. And we're working on, we're going to practice what we did on yesterday, what I did yesterday in the video for you, which is the graphing method. Okay. And then we're going to do some notes on substitution, the substitution method. Okay. You should have notes in your interactive notebook from yesterday on on systems of equations, just the intro part. And then I did some examples on the graphing method. Okay. Today we're going to review graphing and hopefully get to substitution method. Our homework tonight, we're doing the Wednesday homework tonight. Okay. Tonight is the last night that you have to finish the test if you haven't done so. It will close tomorrow. Any questions, comments, or concerns? And then somebody said that week 1, I'm going to make a mental note for myself, that week 1 appears to be closed. It's not supposed to be. So I'll go and check on that. Any other questions or concerns? Is that the only thing? Okay. I'll fix that this afternoon. All right, let's work. Sorry. Planner. I almost forgot. I don't know what I did with my there we go. I was like, where's my blue marker? My blue pen. All right. So we are on the 3rd week. See, make it bigger so we can see the whole thing. This is Thursday, Math 1. We have our homework. And don't wait to the last minute to review your notes. So please go back and review notes. This unit is going to go by very quickly because it's not a whole lot to it. So please review notes because very soon we'll be tested on this information because it's just not a lot of information in this unit. It's just not. It's a very short unit. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Are y'all okay? Tomorrow, here, we're submitting work. We are going to do Thursday's homework in class on Friday. So please don't submit the homework until we finish doing the homework. Don't submit it early unless you finish Thursdays. And then you can submit. Yes, ma'am.
What time does the test close?
Oh, I don't know. You can go on there and look. I don't remember what time. All right. Any questions? Anybody still writing? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep it pushing. We're going to do the warm-up. All right. I do want to go back and do this one because I don't know if you remember how to do correlation coefficient. So let's clear our calculator. 2 plus 7, 1, 2. I didn't put this in the video yesterday because I didn't know if you were gonna be in the classroom to have a calculator. So I didn't want to put that on there and you just watching me do it. I need you to actually do it, okay? All right. So, let's clear our calculator. 2 plus 7, 1, 2. And when you have large numbers like this, Okay, and these are years. This first year is going to be our 0 year. So we're going to put this is X, this is Y, of course. This is going to be our 0 year. So the year after that is our first. 96, second, 97, third, 98, fourth, 99, fifth, 2000, that's the 6th year, 2001 is the 7th year, and 2002 is the 8th year. And I read those just in case they skipped a year and I didn't get the numbers off. So don't just assume that it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to read the year to make sure they didn't personally skip a year. Any questions? That makes the number smaller, okay? All right, so now we're going to go to our calculator and we're going to type our list in. Does anybody remember where to go? Well, actually, before we do that, we need to do diagnostic on. Does anybody remember how to do diagnostic on so that you can get your correlation coefficient? Does anybody remember how to do diagnostic on? Yes, babe. Not VARs. Not quite. That's a good guess, though. It's not VARs. No other guesses? It's second catalog. That's second and 0. And once you press second and 0, you're going to go down to what?
Diagnostic.
Mm-hmm. And some people, you can press D. You can press the alpha and the D button. It'll take you right to the D's. I'm going to go down to diagnostic on. Remember, there's an on and an off and an on. Make sure that you're choosing the on one. Now press enter. And then what do you do when you press enter there?
You press enter again.
You press enter again so it says done. It's not on until it says done. Any questions about that? Okay, so now you can type the numbers in the list. Where do I go to type these numbers in? Yes.
Stat.
I go stat and then enter. That's okay, I got you. So now you're going to type these numbers in to L1. These are your X values. So we got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. We're going to press the arrow over button to type these numbers in. So we got 24.134, 33.786, 44.043, 55.312, 69.209, 86.047, 109.478, 128.375, 140.767. Okay. Make sure you have the same number of X's as Y's, or you're going to get a mismatch error because your ordered pairs aren't going to line up. Any questions about that? Ian, you got it typed in, babe? Do you have it typed in? Peyton? Then just go get one. Get another one. All right. After you type in the numbers, where do you go? Where do you go after that? Yes.
Second.
You go to, you said second?
No.
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 Press the stat button. You go over to calc. What is after that? Lean reg. And then press what? Enter. And you're looking for the R. Which number is the R? The last one, which is 0.9, positive 0.99. What does that mean? What conclusions can we draw here? If your R, if that's your R, what can you say about this scatter plot?
That is close to 1.
It is close to 1, so what does that mean?
Close to 1.
Yes.
It's going up by about 1 million every year.
No, that would be your slope. So every year it would actually be going up by 15 point. This right here. This is your slope. Okay. So what does the R mean? Correlation. It's positive. So this is a positive correlation.
Positive.
What else? Is it weak? Is it moderate? Is it strong? It's strong because it's really close to 1. Okay. The further it is away, all right, it's going to be, the weaker it's going to be. Okay. So this is a strong correlation. It's almost a perfect straight line. If it's 1, it's a perfect straight line. If it's a negative, then it's a negative correlation. If it's -1, then it's a perfect straight line. Okay? Your R is always going to be between -1 and +1. This being a perfect straight line, this is a negative slope. The line is going down, but it's a perfect straight line. This is a positive slope, and it's a perfect straight line. The closer that it gets to 0 makes it the weakest. I'm just going to put perfect line. Okay. Any questions about that? All right. We're going to skip this one. We'll get to word problems next week with systems. All right. Thursday, we're factoring this quadratic. How do we, bless you, how do you factor this? This is, y has to be 0, because we're basically saying what are our zeros, roots, and x-intercept. So what are we going to do to factor this problem? Yes?
First, you will look for GCF.
Look for GCF first. Very good. Is there a GCF here?
Yes.
Yes. What's the GCF?
3.
So we can take out a 3. So when we take out a 3, this leaves us with what? A squared
plus 20a
plus
100.
100. Very good. Okay. So GCF is always first. Very good. And I can continue to bring down the 0 or not. I can wait to the end. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So now I need to factor what's in the middle. How do I factor this? Continue to bring this down, but how do I factor this? This is automatically a 1 here. What do I do to factor this? This trinomial. Yes.
You make a factor chart.
Make a T-chart. What would be on your T-chart? What would be in this first column?
100.
100. And what would be in this second?
20.
Okay, so this will be my sum. So what two numbers can I multiply? Well, can we multiply together to give us 100? But when you add them, we get 20. Yes.
10 times
10 times 10. Very good, babe. Because when we add 10 plus 10, that gives us 20. Okay. So here we're going to have 2 binomials. And what are we going to put in each binomial? What's this going to be? A
plus 10.
Plus 10. And what's this one?
A plus 10.
A plus 10. Okay. So now in order to solve this, what do I do? Yes.
You set them 0.
You set all of these equal to 0. So this is 3 is equal to 0. This is A plus 10 is equal to 0. A plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay? This is not true. Mark this out. 3 is not equal to 0. How do I solve for A here? Subtract 10. And so that gives me A is equal to what number?
Negative 10.
-10. And this is going to be the same, is it not?
Yes.
So A here is also equal to what?
Negative 10.
So it only really crosses in one place. And what place does it cross in?
Negative 10.
So negative 10. That's it. Now, if I want to write that as an ordered pair, what ordered pair would that be?
Negative 10, comma 0.
Negative 10, comma 0. Do you see that? This brackets means they just want you to list the numbers, and it's only one number to list. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All right, so now we're multiplying the binomials together to find an equivalent expression. Okay, so here, these are two binomials. What can I use to multiply the binomials together? FOIL. FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. What two numbers do I multiply together to get my first?
5 and
And what does that give me? What's 5x times 9x?
45x squared.
45x squared. Sorry, y'all. 45x to the second. Very good. And what two terms, I should say terms. What? 5x times, what'd you say? -4. And what does that give us?
Negative 20x.
Negative 20x. Okay, very good. Now, what's the inner going to be? 3 and 9x. And what's 3 times 9x?
27x.
Oh, it's right, 27x. Good job. And then what's the last? 3 and -4. Good. What's 3 times -4?
Negative 12.
-12. Good job. All right. Now, are there any terms that we can combine?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Negative 20x and then 27x.
And what does that give you when you combine them?
7x.
That gives you 7x. So it's going to be 45x squared plus the 7x minus what? 12. Good job. Anybody get that right on their own? That's good. Okay. All right. A company models its net income in thousands of dollars with this function right here. Okay. Where X is the number of units of a product that is sold. How many units does this product have or company needs to sell in order for it to be 0? Okay. So we want to set this equal to 0. So that means we're factoring. We're factoring this because we're finding the zeros. Okay. This is where y is equal to 0. So we're factoring this to see what our x value is going to be. All right. And the x value that's going to make sense, obviously, is going to be the one that's positive. Okay. All right. So how would I factor 9x squared minus this 54x minus 144? GCF is first. Very good, babe. So what's the GCF here?
9.
The GCF is 9. So I'm going to take out a 9. Let me make this look like a 9 because it looks like an A. All right, when I take out a 9, I get x squared. What else? Minus.
Negative 6.
Okay, just minus 6. Or you can say negative 6x. Minus or negative what? Take out a 9. And how did we get that? For those of you that can't see it, just do 144 divided by what? 9. Okay, and that's how we got the 16. All right, so now we got this far. So how do we factor this? What do we do now? Very good. Okay, so we have make a T-chart. I'm going to do it over here, okay? Because I don't have enough space. So with my T-chart, this first column, what's this going to be here?
Negative 16.
We got negative 16. And this last column? Negative 6. Okay? So what two numbers can be multiplied together to give me a negative 16? And when I add them, I get a negative 6. Negative 8 and 2. Negative 8 times a positive 2. So we got negative 8 plus 2. That gives me a negative 6. Great job. So we got 9 on the outside here. And we got 2 parentheses, right? So what are we going to put in each? What are we going to put in this first one?
X minus 8.
X minus 8. And the second one?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. Okay. Lastly, if I set these equal to 0, Okay, this is not a 9. I'm going to go ahead and write it over here. This 9 is equal to 0. No, that's not equal, right? Then I have x minus 8 equals 0. What is this going to be? X is equal is positive 8. And then if I do this one, x, what's this, plus 2, that's going to be a negative 2, right? So which one of these values would make sense? The 8. That's the only one that's going to make sense. So our answer is going to be 8 because our answer has to be a positive here. Any questions? All right, good deal. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in our folder. Now, do you all need me to do, because I was thinking about this as I was looking through the problems. Are any of these that you need me to do a homework help with? Anybody? Because some of them I thought that you might need help with. Do you need me to do these? Some of these? Okay. Are there any ones that you need me to do, or you just want me to do them all? Like, it's up to you. You want to do all? Okay. All right. Some of them I might leave Thursday. The ones I feel like you know how to do that are really simple, I'll leave those out because that'll be a long video. I don't want it to be too long because you ain't gonna watch it if it's too long. Are there any ones that you really need me to do? Let me narrow it down some. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Somebody asked me first. Didn't you ask me? You have to wait till she comes back. Okay. Does anybody need me to do number 1? Number 2? 3? I'm gonna do this anyway because I don't think you know how to do that. Number 4?
No.
You need 4? Okay. Number 5? You can just raise your hand. Number 6? Okay. Excuse me. 7? 8? 9? 10? Vertex? Okay. 11? 12? Range. Okay, maybe so. Find the vertex. 13. You might need all of them. Jesus. Number 1. This was a different page. You said yeah. 2. 3. 4. The last one. Okay, I really hadn't done this yet, so I'm gonna see what you come up with because this is our last unit. It's on statistics and stuff like that. Except for if you need anybody need number 2, because we already did this one. I taught this already. Anybody need number 2? And the other ones we're gonna leave blank because we're doing this in class anyway. Okay. Okay. And some of that I hadn't taught yet, so we'll see. Okay, take out your notebook, please. And then have this sheet out. Only reason why I want you to take out your notebook is so that I can review the notes that I did yesterday. If you didn't get the notes from yesterday, then you need to go back and watch the video. I'm not gonna go through them. It's just certain key points I want to go over.
Did you get Mr. Mavericks email about the 2 people that have to leave at 12:30?
I didn't see it, but I can go back and look later.
Oh, I gotta leave.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. All right. I wrote the notes in this notebook. All right, so let's look at this. This is what I wrote yesterday. If you didn't watch the video, which most of us did, yes.
The only part I didn't have was the graphing part because I wasn't there the day before.
What the boxes, the slips?
Graph.
Oh, I'll give you some graph paper. All right, so did you have a question, baby? Is it on page 9?
No, it's on page 8. It's on page 10. It's 10. It's 10.
Let me see. Shut up, boy.
It's not.
It's 9. It's page 9. Yeah, it's page 9. Yeah, I didn't have my other notebook, so I had to guess. Yes. Guys, I can't hear. I cannot hear. What you say, baby? The page 8, page 8 was finding the rate of change. And then, oh yeah, you're right. So this is page 10. My bad. Sorry, y'all. This is page 10. All right. Okay, so you need to let me pause real quickly so I can get you that graph paper. Anybody else need graph paper? Okay, good people. This is super important. Systems is more than one. Just like a bus system is more than one bus, a school system is more than one school. So a system of linear equations is where you have more than one linear equation. In this course, we're going to do 2 equations, okay? We're going to solve where there's 2 equations. If you have more than 2 equations, then it's just where all 3 or all 4 of the lines cross each other. To find a solution to solve a system means that you find all the points that they share. Since it's a straight line, these are the only possible solutions you can have. A straight line is either going to cross in one place, because if it's a straight line, it can't loop back around. So it's only going to cross in one place, or it's not going to cross at all, which means there's no solution. They don't share any points, or the lines are right on top of each other. If the lines are right on top of each other, then they share every point. So it's either one solution, no solution, or infinitely many. If it's a one solution, that one solution is the point in which they cross each other. Of course, if it's no solution, don't say 0. Just say it's no solution, because they don't cross each other. And of course, if it's infinitely many solutions, then that means they have an infinite number of points that they share. Because lines, by definition, never, ever end. Any questions? All right. There are 3 methods to solving a system. You can either graph them to see where they cross. You can use the substitution method to see where they cross, or the elimination method to see where they cross. The first one that I went over on yesterday is the graphing method. That's where you graph both of the lines, physically graph them to see where they cross. Any questions about the graphing method? Okay. When you graph a linear equation, you have to write it in slope-intercept form. Any questions about how to write an equation in slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. After you write it in y equals mx plus b form, you label your m. That's the number that is attached to the x. You label the b. That's the number that has no variable attached to it. You cannot identify m and b if it's not written in slope-intercept form. Questions, comments, or concerns? Once you write it in that form and you label your m and your b, you find b on the y-axis. B on the y-axis is right here. Then you use your slope, your rise over run, to put points on the line. If your rise is a positive number, you go up. If your rise is a negative number, you go down. If your run is a positive number, go to the right. If your run is a negative number, you go to the left. Okay, so you go up 2, 1, 2, over 1. And you do that until you run out of space. If you want points in the opposite direction, just work backwards. Instead of going up 2, go down 1, 2. Instead of going to the right 1, go to the left 1. And you do down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1 until you run out of space. Okay, any questions? All right, so there's a sheet that I gave you, and it looks just like this. Okay, this is what I want you to do at this time. I want you to do the problems that are on this page. It's 8 problems. I'm gonna give you about 7-8 minutes to do these. It shouldn't take you that long. Then we're gonna paste this in our notebook. This is going to be page 11. Okay, this is page 11. And the title of this page is Graphing Method. Questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, I'm going to set the timer. Please work on this. Pause for the pause. Come on, Kyle. Since it's already written in y equals mx plus b form, then you just label what your m is and what your b. Which one of these numbers is your m?
Negative 5 over 3.
Negative 5 over 3. Okay. Pencil's about to fall apart. The top number is the rise. The bottom number is the what? Run. Okay. Which number is your b in this equation?
3.
It's 3. You okay so far? Did you write it? Okay. So now you're going to find b on the y-axis. Okay, because it's your y-intercept. So positive 3 is 1, 2, it's right here. It's 3. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay, so from this point right here, you see where it says negative 5?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to go, from this point, am I going to go up 5 or down 5?
Down.
I'll go down 5. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sense?
Yeah.
Run is positive 3. Is that to the left or to the right?
To the right.
1, 2, 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do it again. Go down 5. Look, notice how I don't have enough space. And I don't have enough space to do it backwards either. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to draw my straight line here. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Put arrows at the end, because even though the graph stops here, the line continues. Does that make sense? Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay, put your arrows on the end of the line. Your line is very raggedy.
Yes.
I need you to draw a better line than that. Okay, that's better. Okay, perfect. All right, so now let's do the next one. What's your m and what's your b? What's your m first? What's your m for that second equation?
1/3.
1 over 3. Very good. 1/3. The top number is rise. The bottom number is what? Run. Okay. What's your b?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
So now we're going to find negative 3 on the y-axis. Do you understand that? So this is the y-axis. So negative 3, this is 0. Negative 3 is down. 1, 2, 3 from the origin. This is my y-intercept. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
So now from here, where do I go? Do I go up or do I go down?
Up.
Up how many?
1.
1. Okay. Now from here, where do I go?
Right 3.
Right 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Up 1 and over 3. It's not enough space to go this way. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now do it backwards. Start here. Instead of going up, go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going to the right, go to the what?
The left.
1, 2, 3. And I don't have enough space to keep going. So that's all I can grab. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, where do they cross each other? They cross each other where?
3, negative 2.
Very good. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's my solution. Positive 3, comma, negative 2. This is the solution. That's the point that they share. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I need you to try to do the other one on your own before you ask for help, okay? Okay, so you said you was confused. Did you label?
Yes.
Okay, so what's M and what's B of the first one? What's the M first?
1 for 1.
4 over 1. Good. You made it into a fraction. Top number is rise. Bottom number is what? What's your B?
3.
It's positive 3. So now what do you do with that?
You would start at 3.
3 on what axis?
The y.
Very good. So that's this 0. Go up 1, 2, 3. This is where you start. Okay. So from this point, where do I go? Up or down? It's up, right? How many do I go up?
4.
1, 2. I don't have enough space, so I got to go the opposite direction. What's the opposite of going up? Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the opposite of this positive one?
-1.
So you go to the left or to the right?
To the left. No, to the left.
To the left one time. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Do you see that? You don't have enough space to go up, so you got to go backwards. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to connect my points. You should put arrows at the end of your line. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to do the second one, right?
Yeah.
All right. What's your slope for the second one?
-1/1.
-1/1. Top number is your rise. Bottom number is your what?
Run.
Run. What's your B?
-2.
It's -2. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now how do you graph that? Where do I start?
-2 on the Y.
-2 on the Y. That's down 2 from the origin. This is where I start. Now what do I do?
You go down 1.
Down 1.
And then to the right 1.
To the right 1. Put your point there. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Till I run out of space. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to go backwards. Start here and go backwards. What's backwards? Instead of down, go what? Up 1. Instead of going to the right, go where?
To the left.
Left. So up 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. Till you run out of space. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you draw your line. Put arrows at the end of your line. The solution is the point that they share. What point do they share? Where do they cross? At what point? -1 and -1. Okay, this is the solution. -1, comma, -1. This is your solution. That's the point that they share. Do you understand?
Yeah.
See if you can do the next one on your own, okay? All right, let's see what y'all came up with. The slope here is what? What's the slope? Anybody? -1/2. Good. This top number is the rise and the bottom number is the run, okay? What's my B? -1. Good job. So in order to graph this, where do I start?
-1.
-1 where?
On the Y.
On the y-axis. So -1 on the y-axis is right here. Okay, this is where I start. It's my y-intercept. Now what do I do from here? Do I go up or do I go down?
You go down.
Down. How many do I go down?
1.
1, because rise is -1. So go down 1. And from here, where do I go?
Over right.
Right 2. 1, 2. This is where I put my point. So I do that until I run out of space. Down 1 to the right, 1, 2. Down 1 to the right, I'm out of space. Now, how do I put points in the opposite direction? Let's go opposite. So instead of going down 1, go where?
Up 1.
Instead of going to the right, go to the what?
Left.
Left 1, 2. Up, left 1, 2. Until you run out of space. And this is where I draw my line. Okay, we all right with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My slope is a negative, so my line is right. It's going down. Okay, so let's look at the second one. What's my slope for the second one?
1/4.
1/4. Very good, y'all. This is my rise, and the bottom is my what?
Run.
Run. Excellent. What's my B?
-4.
-4. Okay, good deal. So now what do I do? What do I do? Okay. Go down to -4. 1, 2, 3. -4 is right here. Okay. So now from here, where do I go? Up or down? Up 1. Right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it again, and I don't have enough space. How do I put points in the opposite direction? Down 1 and then what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And so when I draw my line, the solution is going to be where they cross. Where do they cross?
4, -3.
4, -3. Very good. So the solution here is, bless you, baby, 4, -3. This is my solution. Any questions about that? Anybody get that right on their own? Okay, that's excellent. Good job, y'all. All right, try number 4. Get off your phone, Sammy. All right, so let's look at this one. So when I graph this one, I find -1 on the y-axis. That's this right here. And I draw a line straight through it. It has 0 slope, so that's a flat line. Okay? The y-intercept, your M here is 0, and your y-intercept here is -1. Okay? The second one, your M here is -5/2. This is your rise. This is your run. Your B here is a +4. So you're going to find 4 on the y-axis, positive 4, that's up. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so from this point, where do I go? Up or down?
Down.
I down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here, where do I go?
Over
1, 2, right here. So go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not enough space. So this is only 2 points that I have on the graph. And my line is kind of crooked. Sorry about that, y'all. So what is the solution here? Where did they cross?
Negative
They crossed at
2. No,
Mm.
2. Negative
very
1.
good. They crossed at 2 and negative 1. This is the solution. Anybody get that right on their own?
I did. But
Okay.
it was different. It was like different.
Okay.
The one that had no solution follows number 6.
And that is the one that's no solution. Number 6 is the one that has no solution. Okay. All right. If you didn't finish these, please make sure you finish them for homework. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Please put your calculators back.